We are now going to talk about rotations. Rotations around the origin. And before we even start to perform rotations, we need to make sure we understand the degrees that are located in a circle. So, if you have the coordinate plane, let's say that here is the coordinate plane. When you rotate, you are turning, okay? And if you make a full circle, it's 360 degrees. Each quadrant from here to there is 90 degrees. And this is 90 degrees, this is 90 degrees, and this is 90 degrees. So imagine that we have this sheet of paper. And I'm going to rotate this sheet of paper 90 degrees. What's going to happen is, this is the top of the paper. You just make one turn and it's going to go loop. That's 90 degrees. Now, if I turn it again, it's 180 degrees. But you know what? Let me show you something up here. Let me put top, so you'll have some perspective of where we're talking. Perspective. Okay, so here's the top. When I turn 90 degrees, top goes to the side. When I turn another 90 degrees, which is a total of 180, top goes to the bottom. If I turn another 90, that's 270 degrees, and top is now on the far left-hand side. And one more turn for four turns get us back to where we were. That's 360 degrees. So, one turn, 90. Another turn, 180. Third turn, 270. Full circle, 360 degrees. Now, this is a clock. A clock is like 3 o'clock, 6, 9, and 12. The hands on the clock go clockwise. If you have to turn counterclockwise, then you go in the opposite direction. And so top will be here. That's 90 degrees counterclockwise. Turn it again, 180. Now, the thing about 180 degrees is that it doesn't matter if you turn clockwise or counterclockwise, because it's going to be in the same position. This is 270 degrees, 70 degrees counterclockwise, 360 full circle. So, direction of a clock, clockwise. Opposite of clock,
please report to the D building, Mr. Blunt.
Opposite of clock, counterclockwise. So now, let's look at our first rotation together. For this problem, we are going to perform a rotation that is 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin. Now, when it says about the origin, that means that that's the center of your rotation. And so, here we go. I use patty paper. The first thing I'm going to do is draw my figure, and I'm going to label the points. And then I'm going to also draw the origin. Do not forget to draw the origin. Now, the rotation is 90 degrees counterclockwise. So, here is 0 degrees or 360. A 90 degree rotation will move from here to there. It's just one quadrant of a turn. So I turn until my point, my little line, gets back on the x-axis. So watch. I drew the figure, I drew the origin, and I also drew my y-axis. And the direction says 90 degrees counterclockwise. So I hold my point here, and I turn counterclockwise until I get back on the x-axis. This is where I am going to construct my new figure. This is going to be my new F. This will be my new R, this will be my new Q, and this little guy will be my new S. So here, at this point, which is on the x-axis at 3, 0, I'm going to put F prime. Go down and left 1, go down 3 and left 1 from that point, down 3 and left 1 from that point. Let me make sure that's right. No, down 1, 2, 3, 4 and left 1, down 4 and left 1. And if you press hard enough on the patty paper, you will get that indentation. You have to look hard for it. It doesn't always go through. And here's Q, 1 unit away. This is going to be R prime. That's going to be Q prime. And S is going to be over in the 3rd quadrant at -1, -2. -1, -2. That's going to be S prime. So now that I have my 4 points, I am going to connect them to form my rotated quadrilateral that has been rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. Now, let's go and do another one. Look at number 2. It says rotate 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. First thing I'm going to do, take my patty paper, construct my figure. And I'm going to make sure I label my points because I need to know where they are when I get ready to rotate it. I need to know what point is what point when I rotate it. Otherwise, I may get them all out of order. The next thing I need to draw is my origin. And that's not enough. I'm also going to draw a piece of an axis so that when I rotate it, I'll know that I made it that full rotation. So the direction says 90 degrees clockwise. Remember, the other one was counterclockwise. This one is clockwise about the origin. So I'm going to put my pencil here and I'm going to rotate 90 degrees clockwise. So I take my patty paper, hold my pencil at the origin, and I rotate 90 degrees. I know it's 90 degrees when I end up back on the origin. Look, if I turn it one more time until I'm down at the bottom, that's 180 degrees. And I know that because I'm looking for that mark. Not this mark, I'm looking for this one that tells me that I made it another 90 degrees. So now let's go back to the original. I have my origin, and I have where the y-axis currently is. If I turn my patty paper 1 quadrant, that's 90 degrees. So now I am going to indicate where my new point. Here's my new rotated quadrilateral. It was here. I put my pencil here and I rotated 90 degrees clockwise. I indicated where the points were under this patty paper and then connected them to form the new quadrilateral.